We will rock you. Let's go, Texans fans. Help me rock these Titans fans' worlds by helping us slaughter them in this month's like battle. We're already off to a great start. Hey, they want to steal our jerseys. They want to steal our heritage with the Houston Oilers. Let's take this away from them. Let's win this month's like battle. Screw the Titans. If you agree with me and you are a true Houston Texans fan, you'll go down there and hit the like button right now. And on the docket for today's show, I have a good one for you today. 4 Texans with the most approved this season. I went in the lab. I kind of looked at the Texans depth chart, Texans roster, and I said, who has the most approved this year? And I came up with 4 names. Let me know in the comments if you agree with them. And the first one up for me on today's show, Jonathan Greenard, defensive end, going into his 4th year in the NFL. You know, Greenard has been a roller coaster so far with the Houston Texans. You know, an early round pick in 2020. And I really just wonder, you know, what Jonathan Greenard are we going to get this season? These are his last 2 years with the Houston Texans. In 2022 on, 8 games played, he had 16 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 1.5 sack, 1 PBU, and wimpy numbers. You look at 2021, though, in 12 games played, 33 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, and 4 PBUs and 2 forced fumbles. I mean, that's some numbers that you want to see from this guy right here. And he's entering a contract year. I really want to know, which Greenard are we going to see? Obviously, the Texans drafted Will Anderson with the 3rd overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, hoping that he would add to this Texans pass rush. Well, I'm looking at you, Greenard. You're in your 4th year. You need to add to this Texans pass rush. We're really looking at you to be that other guy on the other side. Obviously, there's Jerry Hughes as well. But if Greenard can step up and prove to the Texans why he deserves another contract, and you know, he's obviously still a young player. We can pair him for the future with Will Anderson, have that 1-2 pass rushing duo. That would be amazing for DeMeco Ryans and this Texans defense moving forward. But I want to know from you at home. Obviously, I just showed you he had 8 sacks in 2021. Do you think that he can match that number, even go over that number this next season? Let me know down in the comment section. Do you think Greenard will have over or under 8 sacks this season? If you think it'll be over, type O in the comment section. If you think it's going to be under, type U in the comment section. This is going to be our pinned comment on today's video. So if you get a YouTube ad break, perfect timing. Go down there and answer today's pinned question. Do you think Greenard will have over or under 8 sacks this season? Second on the list, Tytus Howard, the right tackle for the Houston Texans. And you know, this is another one. He's entering a contract year. He's trying to get paid. And the best way to do that, show out this season. Show the Texans why you deserve the money. Go out there with your play and say, hey, show me the money, and prove why you are one of the best right tackles in the NFL. Last year, 17 games played, only 3 sacks allowed. I really do think Tytus Howard is coming into his own. He's going to have a great year this year for the Houston Texans, and he needs to do that if he wants to be one of the top 10 paid right tackles in the NFL. This is where we sit at currently for that position. Lane Johnson, number 1. Jawan Taylor coming in next. Ryan Ramczyk, Brian O'Neill, Mike McGlinchey. As you see these numbers, if he wants to crack the top 10, if he wants to get paid like guys like Jack Conklin, Taylor Moton, Braden Smith, then he really needs to show out this year for the Houston Texans. And I think he really will have the opportunity to do so. You know, if you look at this Texans offensive line depth chart, he really has a lot of help along the front right now. And I think one of the biggest things, the biggest pluses for Tytus Howard was the Texans going out and getting Shaq Mason, a reliable right guard, because the Texans, or not just the Texans offensive line, any offensive line for that matter, is all about fluidity along the offensive line. You gotta make sure that you can trust the guy next to you to do his job and to help you out. Shaq Mason will provide some security for Tytus Howard this year to make sure that he can do his job and he's not worried about the right tackle next to him doing his job. Because Shaq Mason, he's going to be a man that comes in and does his job. I think that'll really help Tytus Howard prove to the Texans that he is a reliable tackle in this league. Now, if you haven't already, I really don't know why you haven't already. Go down there and hit that. Yeah, I'm talking about the subscribe button. Go down and hit the subscribe button right now. I don't know why you haven't done it already. It's free. You get Texans news and rumors video every single day. I'm trying to think of a reason why you wouldn't hit the subscribe button. It's really like you forgot to, you don't love the Houston Texans, or you just don't care. It's just about giving a care. As a wise man once said, that's all you got to do. And if you care about this team, if you care about H-Town, you got to go down and hit the sub button. Going into our next player with the Texans with the most to prove, it's Derek Stingley. Had a decent rookie season last year. The numbers, they're not bad. They don't jump off the page, but they're not bad. 43 tackles in 2022 on only 9 games played. He had 5 PBUs, 1 interception, allowed a completion percentage of 63.0. And as we look at this Texans depth chart, he is CB1. And you're like, Jeremy, he's the best corner on this team. He's CB1. Why does he have a lot to prove this year? Like, why is he one of the Texans with the most to prove this year? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he has a lot to prove. Because he got drafted before this guy right here, Sauce Gardner. And you look at the numbers for Sauce Gardner last year, very good. 20 PBUs, 2 interceptions. He was a true lockdown corner last year. And, he was drafted 1 pick after the Texans took Stingley in the 2022 NFL draft. And, fair or not, he'll always be compared to Sauce. And it's like that in every single sport and every single draft. Trey Young will always be compared to Luka. CJ Stroud will be compared to Bryce Young. That's how these things go. And if down the road, if the Texans want to say, hey, we didn't make a mistake by taking Derek Stingley, we chose the right guy, he needs to step up and prove why he's a lockdown CB1 in this league. I'm not saying he has to be better than Sauce Gardner. I'm not saying he has to be the best corner in this league. He just has to step up and prove that he is a lockdown guy for the Texans. Obviously, Sauce Gardner, great pick. Would I have loved for the Texans to pick Sauce Gardner? Of course. If you see those numbers and say no, you're fooling yourself. But Derek Stingley needs to step it up and be a guy the Texans say, hey, we made the right decision. Even though the guy behind him might be a little bit better, we still made a good choice in choosing Derek Stingley. The last guy, and you might have seen him on every single list Bleacher Report's put out. Trust me, I'm on Bleacher Report. I'm on multiple sites a day, kind of looking at the latest stuff going around the Houston Texans. And Nico Collins' name is like crack to these guys because he is on every single list of Texans X Factor, Texans Most to Prove. I had to put him on this list too, only because he is coming in as the presumptive wide receiver 1 for the Texans this season. Last year, okay, but if I showed you these numbers and it said, hey, this guy's your wide receiver 1, he's the top target for your quarterback this season, you would be a little worried. Don't lie to me. You would be a little bit worried, but I have Nico Collins slotted in at wide receiver 1. Underrated wide receiver room for the Texans. You have Robert Woods, who you signed, a wily veteran. John Mechie, an early round pick who was out last year, battling leukemia, is going to come on the field and prove why he is one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the NFL. But Nico Collins, he has a ton to prove. And I think, with a new quarterback, with a new offensive coordinator, Nico Collins can really bloom this season, or, he can kind of shrivel. And it's really up to him which one he does. Because I think he has all the skills. I think he has all the assets to be a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. But can he put it together this season? That has to be proven. But let me know, which Texans player do you think has the most to prove this season? Could be one from my list. If you think I left somebody off, let me know in the comment section. Who do you think has the most to prove coming into 2023? I want to hear from you. I'm going to have my eyes out. I'm going to be looking in the comment section and say, hey, user number 1115, you think this? Oh, wow, let me type you up. Yeah, I'm going to be down there looking at your comments. So go down there and, interact with everybody. Let me know what you're thinking. And if you haven't already, while you're interacting with everybody, like I said, F the Titans. Go down there and like the video if you want us to beat them in our likes battle for this month. Hey, it just takes 2 seconds. Go down there, hit the thumbs up icon for me. It'll really help me out a lot. And if you haven't already, follow me on X or whatever they're calling it now at Jeremy Chuggs. It used to be Twitter. Now I guess it's X. I don't know. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Go down there and follow me regardless. I'll have my link down in the comments section at Jeremy Chuggs. Hope you all have a great day, and go Texans.